Hello everyone, this is an inspired reading for Scorpio new moon, and we're going to lay out some cards, and it's a reading that's for everyone, and it's always wonderful to start something new or do your own readings under the new moon or the full moon. So new moon in Scorpio, setting the intent for that. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more. I'm going to lay out 9 cards, and here we go. So let's start from the bottom and go up. I feel like that the energy is like that. So I'm going to bring it down just a tad bit. And then I'm going to put 2 at the bottom, or at the side rather. And then I'm going to put this over here. So let's work our way up. So we have the 2 of staves. And the 2 of staves is reminding you of your own energy, your own force, okay? This is your own way of leading yourself on your path. What is your path? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Where do you feel guided to go? And the 2 of staves is asking you to really be open to your own ability, your own faith, and believing in your own authority. What do you feel is healing for you? What do you feel is powerful to you? What can you hold on to right now that is like within your reach? What can you do at this moment? And that's what this card asks you. What can you do? Let me fix that. What can you do right now in your own time in this moment? So what are you in control of under this new moon in Scorpio? So what are you in control of? What can you do? What do you have the power to do? If you don't have the power to control something, then let it go. So I want you to see it without any glare. And then the next card is the Magician. Oh, a major arcana. I love the Magician. Oh, I love it. So this message is reminding you that you are a magician. You are the creator. You have the wisdom, the skill, you have the energy, the forces within you. And what can you do to benefit the world? Not only yourself, but mankind. What can you do to benefit the world? But first you have to start with yourself. So what can you do to have yourself grow and to manifest the things that you want? So you can be helpful to the world, but it all starts with you. What can you do for yourself? And focus that energy on you. I'm going to try and move it up a little bit more so you can see the bottom of the card too. I want you to be able to see that. And the third one is the Devil card. Ooh, another major arcana. So everyone gets freaked out at this, but this is the Devil's card. And it's another major arcana. So this is asking you, what can you change that upsets you or that makes you feel passionate about something? And I feel like it's right next to the Magician card. So it's like, could it be an energy of you're trying to create something, there's a stop, you keep getting stalled, it's like taking off and then it stops for a little bit. So we're thinking with caution, with being aware of what we need to do in our personal relationship, in our business. What weaknesses do we have? Where are we not seeing things clearly? Are you feeling like you want to go in not the most positive way to reach your goal, something that you probably don't want to do, but you're like, last resort, I'll do this just to meet my goals. So sometimes it's like that, and then it's all light. But balancing out your reaction to destructive actions or destructive people, destructive energies, how do you react to that? Are you like, not going to be seen? Like the new moon is like you don't see the moon. So are you going to get this done in a secretive way? How are you going to use it in a secretive way? Are you going to attach it to being negative? Or are you going to attach it to being, I gotta like not talk about what I'm doing until I get it done. That way it manifests faster. So it's all about how you perceive the magician next to the devil. And this is something, maybe a task you have to do on your own. And you don't feel like you need a group of people to do something. You can do it on your own. If I read all these cards together and just have that fire within you, it's all like fire. He's like holding a wand, right? A staff, and the devil card always associated with that fire energy to make things happen. Another staff again. So this is like a fire, and Scorpio is a water sign, but they're known to be the more feisty water sign. So I consider them like the fire sign of the water sign, if you will. I always joke with people when I say that. And again, if you are a Scorpio, if your rising sign's a Scorpio, it's in your moon, it's in your north node. This is a special time for you, but everyone can benefit from the new moon in Scorpio. So we have Ace of Staves, which is Ace of Rods, Ace of Wands. And it's asking you, what resources do you have with you? Do you have a spiritual strength, a spiritual guidance, a deity you can work with, a spiritual mindset? Even if you don't have a deity, maybe it's just you envision God is the universe, divine, the creator as light. Do you have a morning mantra meditation that you do to get your mind focused for the day? The Ace of Rod is asking you, what is the seed of your inspiration that allows you to create? Where do you feel like your source of energy is? Maybe you feel block in a chakra where you're like, okay, I got to clear my chakras. Where do I feel the most blockage? Maybe I can move that energy. I can allow myself to meditate in the morning, something of that nature to get your energy moving, get your energy going. So I'm going to move these in a little bit more. I have my incense going. You guys can see that. So there we go. And then now let's look at the next card next to the Ace of Staves. We have the Emperor card. And I like this. The Emperor is reminding us of seeing the bigger picture. Whenever I get the Emperor card, another major arcana. So it's asking us, do we see the bigger picture of everything that we are looking at? Are we convinced that this is what we need to do? Making sure that there's no glare for you guys to fully see it, because I never like to watch a video and there's like glare. I want to be able to see it. The Emperor is asking you, how are you going to maintain your ability to stay focused, to see the bigger picture in every situation, to be in control, to be reasonable, to see reason in your actions, to allow yourself to be stable, to be firm in the task that you want done? If you are in control of something, if you are asking people to get something done, make sure you're firm in it, but you're also open to changing ideas to allow things to come out to the best possible end. How are you with getting things done? Do you need to have someone else with you to help you to get this one project done, planning out the ideas. So this is a card of power and wisdom, and the wisdom to know when to ask for help as well. The Strength card. Yay! Leo. Strength card is associated with Leo. So here's a Strength card. And with the infinity symbol on it. It's just, I like that. And the Strength card is another major arcana that's asking you, from your compassion, can you find strength from your compassion? What intentions are you setting under the new moon in Scorpio? How can you, maybe if you're a Leo and you're watching this, this could be your manifesting card that you focus on if you feel drawn to using a tarot card for that. Determination. What's your determination? What is your focus? You got to dig deep within yourself and not worry about what others are thinking. And then we have the Two of Swords. And I love this because she's blindfolded, but she's, again, trusting herself. And look at the Strength card. So the Strength card is saying trust yourself, right? From the Strength card to the Two of Swords. And the swords have to do with the voice, the throat chakra, the speaking, removing that blockage. You know, so back to down here, what blockages do you feel like you have that's preventing you from moving forward? And it's coming up to the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords now. That's Two of Swords is saying, okay, are you going into this just listening to someone else? Or can you listen to yourself? But what can you do? Are you your own authority? Can you also take advice and then blend it with yours and come to a decision where you're not just being led? I like that. That's one of my favorite cards because it's reminding us of our own personal responsibility in how we think, how we feel, how we act. It's like that alone time with yourself to really say, okay, I feel like I'm being led here. Can I lead myself? You know, even getting more guidance and resource. And then we have the Sun card, meaning something good is coming. Yay! I love the Sun card. There's lots of major arcanas coming through in this reading. This is really cool. And the Sun card, we always interpret it as something new is in the horizon, something new is on its way. Uh, it has to do with relationships that have a heartfelt sincerity to it when you see the Sun card. So it's warm, you feel free, you feel like there's no limits to what you can accomplish. You recognize your growth. So if you are around people who are negative and they're not inspirational or inspiring you, you know, you're not going to see how far you've come or your potential to go further. So depends on your situation. You can block out that thoughts and, you know, and those words and those people, and stay focused on what you have to do to grow, to expand yourself. And everyone can feel down at times, but the Sun card would be another one to, if you want to do a 3-card spread, you have the Strength, the Sun, and you don't have to be Leo to do that, and another card that you feel connected to that is actually your Sun sign, if you wanted to use the new moon in Scorpio to start that. And even if you start it later on and you saw this, you get to see this video a week after the new moon, you can still start it up and work it till the full moon comes up next. So the Sun card is really allowing yourself to feel warmth and joy. And it's like the optimist card, I feel like. The Sun card is like, be optimistic. Know that something new and good, a good relationship You know, it could be love, a love relationship, a new partner, the person that you say, okay, I've worked on myself, I'm ready for a relationship now. Or it could be a partner for business, a good friendship. Like I'm ready for a cool person to come in my life that I could hang out with. We could travel together, whatever it is. But it's like that warm, good feeling. And maybe it's not a person, maybe it's you reading a book, you getting a tarot reading, you going doing some kind of spiritual thing, or just going for a walk or whatever. But boom, this idea comes to you that you've been waiting for, or this idea, whatever, and it's like boom, and that's the sun. Okay, so it doesn't always have to be a person, it could be a new way of thinking for you. Ah, new way of thinking. Come on now. Oh, get out. We have the hangman. Look at that perspective, the way you view things, the way you think. This is crazy. This is awesome. So thank you, angels, everything. Because I'm like, I'm setting the intent for the new moon in Scorpio, and this is like bam. Everything is on point. So this is amazing. I'm just in awe of how this is all coming together. So, of course, a way of thinking, right? So the hangman, and I think the original one, from what I've learned, is it was made like this, where he's right side up. I'm going to try and turn it so there's not a glare, right? But that's how the original image was. But here he is. It's perspective. It doesn't even matter. You know, you could be dressed uh, pleasing, and you can dress a certain way, but your thinking is just completely different. And you could be ahead of your time, or you could be thinking in an old way, but it works for you in this time, in your creation and your manifestation in your life. So the hangman is saying, okay, that this is someone that has found freedom and understanding balance, if you will, through your own way of understanding your reality and your own intuition, your own self identity, you know, your own reality, your own connection to divine, your own spirituality. And maybe you have to sacrifice certain things that you go grown accustomed to, or that you like at a time, and now you're changing. You're like, you know what, this doesn't work for me anymore. Maybe I could do it once in a while, or maybe not at all, or you know, replace it with something more healthier for you, or whatever. So we're always learning, we're always growing, right? So this is our perspective. How do we see things? How do you see yourself? This is awesome. Okay, so the two last cards. Oh, look at this. The Knight of Swords. What comes to me when I see this is the peaceful warrior. I always call the Knight of Swords, for me, my own personal view of the Knight of Swords, is the peaceful warrior. It's like this card doesn't start mess, you know? It doesn't start anything, but it'll finish it, or he'll protect himself. You know, there's levels until it's like, okay, this is battle time, right? So it's so funny. The hangman is like the perspective, right? And now, do you have to defend yourself because you have a new way of thinking? That's different from the way that you've been, and people can't accept you changing. That's their problem. Like, you have to be who you feel that you need to be in this life, and always be willing to grow more and to change. So, you know, at first glance, you might feel one way, but then a month, 5 months later, a year later, you adapt it to how you feel about the situation, or how you want to be. So I love this. And again, the swords, it's like, okay, if you start dressing, you don't have to speak a word. You could just dress the way you dress, and people know, okay, there's a shift, there's a change in how you are. Now you have to defend that. Maybe you're shy, maybe you don't like people knowing too much about you, and you're like, okay, I'm changing, but you know, I don't want other people to know that I'm changing, or even if they recognize it without you saying it, that's just the way it is. So now the sword cards are all about air energy, right? So it's all about the throat chakra, you speaking, your voice, and you don't even have to speak. It could be in your the way you dress or your mere presence, and your energy is shifted, so you're not the same behavior that you used to have. And so what if people notice that you've changed? This is you. So it's like the Knight of Swords is saying for you to be brave, know your skill, know, and usually the cards talk about skill, but know who you are, what makes you up, what are you filling yourself with that is this new version of you, or you're returning to your old self. So when you feel like this is a conflict in other people accepting who you are, this is you, and you're capable enough to um, handle this situation. Even if you don't have all the words to say, or the right words to say, just say, this is me, I'm learning, I'm growing, this is me, whatever it is. Or you're much stronger and you're like, forget you, whatever. So this is you just being strong from within. Wow, we got all the swords. The Page of Swords. So it's like you feel like this is new. This is new grounds for you. And the page is always like a messenger. So there's a message. I feel like there's a message in everything. And this is like loving yourself. I always feel like it's finding admiration for who you are. And it's not about being perfect or anything like that. It's just finding admiration for who you are and holding on to that. And it's like another buildup of the Knight of Swords, and using your voice, speaking out loud, saying what you believe, to yourself in the mirror, out loud in your mind, just having that mindset of, this is who I am, this is my power, this is what I choose to do. However you're going to channel that energy for your life. So I hope you guys liked the reading. That was a long one and I love it. So all these cards, it's like a build up to what you want to accomplish, what you choose to accomplish for your life, for your goal for these next couple of days. So the intent for these readings is, okay, the new moon in Scorpio. What can I work on in these couple of days up until the new moon? And once you get that goal accomplished, maybe you'll get it accomplished in 2 days, 1 week, but still keep the vibe of what you're playing in your mind that is positive and empowering to your being. And maybe you'll create something else just for fun in the meantime until the full moon. So I hope you guys enjoy the reading, and I use the Lily Sky tarot deck. And yeah, I got these little, I don't know if you can see it, someone might ask, but I got these little dice with all the different zodiac symbols and then the planet. So I thought that was cute. I'm going to use them later on in something. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope everyone have a wonderful new moon in Scorpio.